Hey everyone, I'm Daniel Hill, and I'm currently pursuing a degree in theology and biblical studies because I love the Word of God, and I believe that through history and science and accurate first-hand accounts, the Bible can be trusted as absolute truth. Now, as you grow up, you'll find that people are going to question your faith. Many people, including college professors, will challenge your belief, and if you are not equipped, you may struggle in your faith. With that being said, there's no way that I'll be able to address all the many different questions you might have asked. But I hope that I'll be able to equip you so that you have a strong foundation in the Lord and that what you believe is strong. Now, with that being said, if your pursuit of doctrine and theology is making you more intelligent without making you more loving, compassionate, humble, then your pursuit is not of Christ, but it's of pride. So, I want to encourage you that as you learn more information, you don't use it to simply win debates, but to first love God with all that you are, and then to love those around you. So, I want to ask you, do you love being duped? I know that's more of a rhetorical question because no one loves that. I remember in my life years ago, I thought I could make some extra money on some tires. I bought some for very cheap, and I put them on sale on Facebook and Craigslist, and I got absolutely nothing. I got to the point where I just wanted them gone. And a friend of my cousins saw them one day, and he said he'd like to buy them. I was so excited that I just put him on his car and without even getting the money. And you know what? He never paid me. And I was pretty upset about it at first, but I eventually got over it. Now that's just a small example, but what if you got to the end of your life and you found out that your belief was completely wrong the entire time? Shouldn't we investigate everything we believe so that we're not duped? I hope that through these future studies, we can help you grow in your faith, we can make your faith your own, and that you can know that Christianity can be trusted. That what you believe is not simply based on something your parents told you or your pastor told you, but is something that you have investigated, and through careful examination you know that you're not being duped. Everything that you believe should be backed by evidence. I mean, think about a court case. There must be clear evidence presented so that one can either be prosecuted or acquitted. The same can be said with worldviews or your personal beliefs. You should not believe something simply because a majority believes it, but because you've done careful investigation to find out that is true. Unfortunately, that's not what many of us do. Oftentimes, we choose to follow feelings over truth or evidence. But what is the cost if when we follow our feelings, we're totally duped in the process? Do you want that to be your story? I pray that we all learn to follow the evidence, even if it's difficult to hear or learn. Is it better to learn the truth that may be hard to hear, or is it better to follow lies that sound good? So, let's talk about those worldviews again. A worldview is a way in which you and I view the world. So everyone really has a worldview in some way. Everyone has a set of beliefs that guides their thoughts and their actions. Christians have this as well as atheists and so on and so forth. Every worldview can be basically summed up in one of three categories. One, atheism, which is the disbelief or the lack of belief in the existence of God or gods. Two, pantheism, which is the belief that God is essentially the universe. And three is theism, which is the belief in the existence of God or gods, i.e. Christianity, Islam, Muslims, Judaism, so on and so forth. So in order for a worldview to be true, it must answer four questions. One, origin, how did I come into being? Where did life originate? Two, meaning, what brings life meaning? Three, morality, how do I know what is right and wrong? And lastly, destiny, where am I headed after I die? Now these four questions must be answered with consistency between the questions. In other words, one cannot contradict one another. Let me give you an example. If I was to say that Jesus was the one true God and everything was created through him, but then later I say that Jesus was created and he eventually became a God, well, these two answers contradict one another. And lastly, can these questions be tested through history, documents, science, and so on? In the next video, we'll discuss atheism, and is there evidence in this belief? Can it be trusted? And what are the repercussions if atheism was true? Thank you very much.